Happy Spookies, everybody. I hope you're all doing well, having a most excellent day. And today we're going to briefly talk about a very silly, very stupid movie. But I just absolutely adore it.
Evil has worn many faces, but now it's time for evil to face the rage of a hero.
Legend has it that Van Helsing can save us from this curse.
Van Helsing!
Van Helsing! Did you say Van Helsing? No, I didn't say Van Helsing. I said Stan Helsing. I work at a video store.
Stan Helsing.
So I want to preface by saying this movie came out in 2009, and some of the humor is very... some of it. I mean, it really depends on how you perceive humor. But in my opinion, there's a lot of jokes in the movie that feel a little bit outdated.
But nonetheless, I still have a lot of fun with this movie, and I've rewatched this movie, I don't know, 8 times already since I've watched it. I think I saw it this year, perhaps, maybe last year, but I'm pretty sure I saw it earlier this year. Random as hell, and it's a parody movie as well.
So the movie was written and directed by Bo Zanga. The movie stars Steve Howie as Stan Helsing. We have Diora Board, I don't even know if I'm saying that name right, Diora Board as Nadine. We also have Kenan Thompson. I grew up with this dude from Kenan and Kel. What's that? All That. I think that's what it's called. It's All That. And of course, he would go on to be on SNL. The movie also stars Leslie Nielsen, which unfortunately is one of the last few movies that he was in. And then we also have Desi Lydic, who plays Mia, who is by far one of my favorite characters in the movie. So briefly, this movie is about Stan Helsing. He works at Schlockbuster Video. And he is your typical, like, stoner, doesn't really like to get involved in anything. He's got a few mottos that he lives by. It's like, don't get involved, don't ask questions, just go with the flow. And it's Halloween night, which I also want to say this is a perfect October movie. Like, honestly, this is a great movie to watch during the spooky month. But yeah, it's Halloween night, and his boss tells him that he is tasked with the duty of taking these videotapes to the owner's grandmother's house or something like that. And this begins our hero on his quest. And of course, no hero is ever on a journey by themselves. He is accompanied by 3 other friends. We have Ted, or Teddy, which are named Nadine, and Mia. Stan and Nadine used to be a couple, and it's brought up later on, like through a flashback as to why they broke up. They dated about 2 weeks, but they're all headed to a party. Stan lets everybody know, hey, you know, unfortunately I have to make a quick detour. They're very reluctant on taking Stan, but he goes and...
Alright, but if I can't drop off these videos, I'm gonna lose my job, and then I won't be able to pay you guys the money I owe you. Both of you. So, if you want, whatever. I want your money. Okay.
What a dick. That is him right there, that type of dude. So this would seem like it would be an easy task, right? All you're doing is going from point A to point B, back to point A, and that's it, right? So while Stan is on his quest, we also have the monsters. We have Pleatherface, Freddy, Michael Cryer, Mason, Needlehead, and Lucky. And they're looking for Stan because there's a prophecy about Stan and his forthcoming to this town that they're going to be approaching pretty soon. And he's going to be like the savior of them and destroy all the monsters. So they're trying to get the heads up on Stan, and they're out looking for him at the same time. After that, this movie is just full of just zany, crazy, wacky little like scenes and adventures all throughout them trying to get to this one place. One of the first incidents to kick everything off is Stan is distracted by a MILF driving a van.
Oh, snap, Teddy. MILF alert, 3 o'clock.
In the back of a van, there's like a kid with a Chucky doll, and then the Chucky doll comes to life, and it does this really silly thing where it like mimics a blowjob, and it spanks its ass at Stan, and he tries to explain to everybody what he just saw, but of course they're like, oh yeah, that's perfectly normal, dude. This actually makes Stan, lose focus on directions, and they miss their turn. They end up in like some, the back roads or stuff like that. We also have Mia, who just comes in out of nowhere every now and then with these funny little like one-liners.
It's alright, just take the next exit. I know how to get there taking the back roads.
Oh, I've heard that before.
And while they're driving through the back roads, they end up encountering Pleatherface, and he's driving like this big old semi-truck with like dead bodies in the back. I love how I'm smiling when I talk about dead bodies.
You're sick! You're sick! Why would you do that?
But this next scene is probably one of my favorites, if not my favorite scene in the whole movie, and it's just a quick smoking weed scene.
Is there smoky in here? I feel like really baked.
Mm-hmm. What the hell is in that shit?
It's a special recipe. Look at some really cool Thai stick, and then I dip it into Liquid X. And then I grind it into a leaf. And then I roll it into a joint.
Man, you're like the Rachel Ray of weed, bitch.
But it's interrupted by them hitting a dog. Coincidentally, the owner of the dog just happens to drive up and he vows to freaking swore vengeance on them, even though it was an accident.
Out there want to kick some ass.
Look, I'm a medical professional. I took an oath.
Massage ain't medicine.
I'm telling you, there's so many just little random events throughout this whole movie. Like right after that, they pick up a hitchhiker who just like escaped from like Chino State Prison.
Yeah, I've been, man. That was freezing.
Shortly after that, they end up at a gas station, which probably has like my second favorite scene. The weed scene is probably my favorite. The entire gas station scene is just fucking stupid and hilarious. They pull up and there's like this shady like gas lady there, and she's kind of questioning them about their outfits and stuff like that. And Mia has to go to the bathroom. But while Mia's in the bathroom, they go inside. Meanwhile, the lady's like siphoning their gas outside. Now, this gas station part is actually one of the first times where we find out about Stan and his prophecy. The gas station clerk inside is actually played by Ray G. Thunderchild, and he points it out right as they walk in. He's like, you, Van Helsing. And that fool's like, nah, dude, my name's Stan Helsing. How'd you know my last name? And he's like, nah, bro, what the fuck? You're Van Helsing. Pulls out like this book. He's like, you're the monster killer, dude. Blah, 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 blah. He's like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, but that's not me, bro. Now, just to go ahead and fast forward just a little bit through this scene, it turns out these gas station people are not such nice people after all, because the lady is siphoning their gas, and then we find out when Stan uses the bathroom that he's being spied on by the freaking gas station dude, and you know, he's in there rugging and tugging. Another favorite scene of mine is right after this, they end up getting chased away by the gas station people with a shotgun. And on top of that, they're demanding $40 for gas, even though they never fucking pumped the gas. It's hella messed up. This scene right here is just so fucking hilarious to me.
I can't believe that guy was watching a pee while he masturbated.
You know, Mia, he probably watched you too.
Yeah, he did.
Want to know that for sure?
Oh yeah, I saw him.
What? Why didn't you tell us?
Oh, because I put on a little show for him and I thought he was, finished.
You put on a little show for him?
Well, yeah, I felt sorry for him. Anyway, that's the real reason I changed.
So they finally arrive at their destination, which is the Stormy Night Estates, which we find out through the security guard used to be like a movie studio place, and this is where they shot all the famous horror movies back in the day, hence why we have all the monsters that we have in the movie. They're like, I don't know, ghosts of the movies or something. I don't know. There's like a curse upon this town, Stormy Night Estates, for whatever reason. There was a big fire back in the day, and the movie studios burned down, and it ended up causing a curse on the town. There's a lot of plot holes in this movie. Like I said, you should not watch this and take it serious at all. Like, I'm begging you, don't take this fucking serious. It's such a dumb movie. Literally, I hate to say this, but it's one of those where you just turn your brain off type of movies. It really is. Their car runs out of gas and they end up at a little bar and grill. Here we have Leslie Nielsen.
Damn!
Now what can I do for you?
Probably one of the better parts of the entire movie. I wish there was more of him in the movie, to be honest. He's probably in the movie like a grand total of maybe 10 minutes, if that. That's being generous, I think. But here we have an awesome little karaoke scene with Johnny Cash's Ring of Fire song. There's also another really fun karaoke bit with the monsters versus Stan and his friends, and that's near the end of the movie. I don't know, this whole movie is fucking silly, but it's entertaining in a way. But shortly after the karaoke thing, they end up leaving the bar and Teddy leaves his phone. So once they go back in, everybody is just, it's completely empty and it's like desolate. And this is kind of how they find out that the entire town is actually full of ghosts. And they're walking along and they end up seeing the Michael Myers, who has like a yarmulke on the, I don't know, why does Michael Myers have a yarmulke in this? But this whole part right here is actually spoofing like Jeepers Creepers. I mean, there's a lot of movies that they spoof on this, not just Jeepers Creepers, but there are tons of movies. That's what I really enjoyed about this, because you just try to catch them all. One of like my biggest dislikes in the movie, to be honest, is this little bit with Michael Jackson. I just don't get it. I felt like it was so unnecessary. You're spoofing horror movies, and I just don't understand why you do the Michael Jackson bit. And then there's this funny part where they end up at a church and they come across this priest who ends up giving them items for their quests, and he's the one that tells them he is Stan Van Helsing, the descendant of Van Helsing, the monster killer. He's going to be the savior of the town. But this whole little church bit with the altar boy, I'm sorry, he's almost a priest.
I work at a video store. Hey. I thought you said you weren't a priest. almost a priest.
They're each given like some sort of item to like help them on this quest against the freaking monsters. And of course, Stan makes a reference or like a little comment about we should just like camp out here overnight and just wait this out till the morning. And this pisses off the altar boy dude and kicks him right out of the church. There's like this funny little segment with them running back and forth like they do in like Scooby-Doo. And they're basically pinned down right after that. They're not sure what they're gonna do. They're wondering if this is how it all ends. And freaking Leslie Nielsen comes in out of nowhere with a shotgun on a freaking statue horse.
No, it's not how it all ends. We're gonna settle this the way we settled everything around here ever since the fire destroyed our town.
How's that?
Utilizing the ancient art of
This whole little bit with the Monsters karaoke doing like YMCA song, but instead they do STAN, and it's all about them trying to kill Stan is fucking, oh man, I loved it.
We're here to kill STAM. It's fun to kill STAM.
Right after that, the movie pretty much goes into its like ending, and I'd rather not just spoil exactly how Stan defeats these freaking monsters.
It has been said that some are born to greatness, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them. Sweet greatness.
Because it's kind of dumb and a little anticlimactic, to be honest. But the movie is dumb and it's supposed to be done, and you can tell that these people were having so much fun making this. Okay, I know that was a very incoherent rambling of this movie, but the movie in itself is very incoherent, so whatever. If you're still here, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you. Let me know in the comments if you've seen this movie, and if you're still here, just let me know how you're doing. Happy Spookies.
Schlockbuster, happy Halloween. Yeah, we carry porn. What do I recommend? Schindler's Fist. How Stella got her tube packed. 6 Degrees of Penetration. It's a good one. Glad he ate her. Yeah. Okay. You're welcome, Grandma.